Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 2, 2023. The Bureau of Standards Jamaica, BSJ, is revising the country's building codes through government funding of $100 million. The BSJ is also receiving funding from the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, to update the codes. Director of Standards at the BSJ, Julia Bonner-Duet, gave an update as she addressed this week's meeting of the National Disaster Risk Management Council.
So we have 11 codes being updated, and they're in 10 subject areas. The 11 codes handle areas such as, for new buildings, they have a building code for new buildings, large buildings. They have one for the existing buildings that are not necessarily up to code, and you have one for small buildings and residential buildings. And in Jamaica, we are unique for small buildings because we make small buildings with slab roofs, and we continue to do that.
The codes are referenced in the Building Act, and the Ministry of Local Government is responsible for monitoring the implementation of the codes.
The Bureau is also working with PIOJ, as I said before, JIS, Jamaica Fire Brigade, Social Development Commission, and others to ensure that the codes are properly implemented and effective.
The BSJ is now conducting training with different stakeholders on the provisions of the building codes. Training on the Jamaica Fire Code started on Monday with personnel from the University of Technology and the International Code Council, ICC. Mrs. Bonner-Duet says the limited damage reported from Monday's earthquake is evidence that Jamaica's building standards stand up well in a natural disaster.
I think generally speaking, across the world, persons kept on calling what is the ill effect of this earthquake, and Jamaica stood strong.
As the post-earthquake assessment continues, Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie is commending the National Emergency Centre and Disaster Risk Management Council for their responses during and after the event. The minister commended the teams during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. He says the rapid response system to deal with disasters were operational within 30 minutes of the earthquake.
This rivals the best international practice for immediate disaster assessment and emergency response. And I say this against the backdrop that this event has served as an important test of our response capabilities. And it was proven, Mr. Speaker, that the system work and that the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management is on top of its game.
The minister says assessment of the national infrastructure so far is limited, but points to most of the services provided by various agencies now being operational.
Minor damage to the National Water Commission. Customers are still being provided with portable water. The Jamaica Public Service Company is back in full force. The services that are provided by the two major telecom companies had some struggles. They are fully back. We have seen activities being returned to our hospitals and health centers, and the services are still being provided both for inpatient and outpatient services.
The Ministry of Agriculture will be increasing support for vegetable farmers who have been facing losses due to different climatic and weather conditions. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green says the farmers have been suffering tremendous declines in the production of vegetables due to the drought suffered for much of the year, elevated heat, and more recently, intense bouts of rainfall.
So we have seen losses over the last month in parts of Portland, in parts of St. Thomas. Unfortunately, some of our vegetable belt in northern Clarendon.
Minister Green was addressing Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. The Meteorological Service has advised that a broad trough, currently located across the Central Caribbean, is producing a large area of cloudiness with showers and thunderstorms and is expected to linger across the region through to Friday. The authorities have warned that likely soil saturation due to persistent rainfall across eastern parishes and St. Catherine over the past few days may mean flash flooding and possible landslides with additional rainfall. Minister Green says his ministry is keeping a close watch on the weather systems.
the continued rainfall with the saturated soil doesn't augur well for farmers, especially in eastern Jamaica. So we're going to put additional support to those vegetable farmers to help them bounce back, especially as we look towards the Christmas.
Meanwhile, small farmers have been assisted in reaching over $1 billion in sales through government's Agri-Linkages Exchange ALEX platform. The ALEX platform is a collaborative initiative between the Tourism Enhancement Fund and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. It connects small farmers with hotels and restaurants across the island to expand their market avenues. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says this milestone of $1 billion in sales reflects the impact of the tourism value chain on small businesses. He gave the update during the ministry's annual strategic planning retreat held recently at the Montego Bay Convention Center. The minister also revealed that tourism loan disbursements through the National Export-Import Exim Bank have surpassed $1 billion for 2023. And finally, 3 major activities have been planned for this year's local observance of World Town Planning Day on November 8. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, is leading Jamaica's observance. Activities include a church service slated for the Portmore New Testament Church of God in Bayside on Sunday, November 5. A symposium will be hosted at the National Housing Trust Overtime Facility in New Kingston with keynote speaker Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And a 10-day school tour began on November 1.
We are proud that we are engaging the students at this level because of the importance of urban and regional planning to Jamaica.
NEPA's senior manager of the Spatial Planning Division gave the update during a recent JIS think tank session. Recognition of World Town Planning Day started officially in 1949, and Jamaica began commemorating it in 2001. It is being observed this year under the theme Building Resilient Communities and Cities Through Smart Solutions. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.